This morning's gospel is one of my favorites, as I think there's so much to be found in this text, as the demons cry out to God and He gives them mercy, as the Gadarenes respond with fear, not understanding the glory and the joy of the miracle that just had occurred there, but also of this demoniac, this man who had been possessed with demons, had been chained and fettered, had been, locked away as much as possible that he'd break free. And there he was and met Jesus. And Jesus said to him, "What is your name?" And instead of answering with his name, the demons cried out, "Legion," answering who they were. And exorcising them, the man who seemed crazy before ended up being in his right mind. Demons are a hard thing, I think, for us to think about. We think, or we live in a world where the supernatural, as we like to call it sometimes, has been taken over by fantasy, by the unreal, and we forget the reality, indeed, of evil in our world, and the reality of demons in our world, even in our own lives. We don't always see men running around naked, being chained and breaking loose, and yet the demons that we do see and know maybe are more common than that. Maybe not just being possessed by an evil spirit, but also the demons that possess us and draw us away from God and bring us and separate us from God and from each other. The demons that within us cause us to lust, to feel pride, arrogance, anger, hatred towards those around us. And to us, Jesus also asks that question, "What is your name?" He calls us out of that possession that we might become who we are truly created to be. That we, like that demoniac, might be have these demons exorcised from us as well, and that we too might sit at the feet of Jesus in a right mind. Really, that demoniac or that demonic possession causes one to be crazy, to lose one's mind. And this happens to us as well. And yet God calls us out of that, not in a supernatural sense, but in a truly natural sense. To become who we really are intended to be. To be in, as he says in the gospel, a right mind. To sit at the feet of Jesus. This demoniac started that process by calling out the demons that were inside him. By naming them. Legion, as it said. But we too must learn to name our demons. To come before God and to lay them out before Him, that He might take them away and bring us back to a right mind. And for this, the church and God gives us confession. Calls us to come before Christ and to lay those demons out. And so, I encourage all of you this morning to remember that great gift that God has given us. A gift that He gives to us that we might indeed lay out those demons before Him, that He might take them away, that He might exorcise them, and that we too might be in a right mind. Not just here at church, but in our families, with our neighbors, with our friends, with our co-workers and our peers, with each other, that we might be in a right mind, sitting at the feet of Jesus and glorifying Him. This right mind is the mind that He has given to each of us and to all in the world who are indeed created in his image. It's not something supernatural, but rather something that is very natural. And so we come to him and partake of these spiritual gifts like confession, the sacraments that he has given to us. We exercise ourselves through fasting and through prayer, that Christ might exorcise those demons within us, that he might call them out and send them away, that we might be in a right mind. So we continue our lives together here in this church in that way, coming together to grow spiritually, coming together to partake of the gifts that he has given to us, but coming together also as we lay out the name of those demons within us. As we approach, in less than a month now, the Nativity fast, sometimes we forget what that season of preparation is intended for in the church. As we get encompassed by and enveloped by all around us the celebrations of Christmas or the holiday season that will already be present. And yet we forget that that season beforehand is a season of preparation. It's one we're called to prepare ourselves, our hearts, our minds, to receive him who comes to us, Jesus Christ, God incarnate in the flesh. Let us avail ourselves of that opportunity as we approach that Nativity fast next month. But let us not wait for those fasting seasons to do that. Rather, let us always be preparing ourselves that we might name those demons, that God himself might exorcise them, and that we might, like the demoniac in this morning's gospel, sit at his feet in a right mind and glorify him, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, unto the ages of ages. Amen.